Hi everyone again. So in the previous video, I covered theory part on what is Oracle HTTP server and WebLogic integration look like, and we looked at mod underscore WL underscore OHS. In this video, I'm going to cover or do a hands-on on OHS WebLogic server integration. So let's jump onto the server first. I'm going to first look at the browser on where I'll be accessing an Oracle HTTP server page and WebLogic server URL, and then we'll configure on the server integration between OHS and WebLogic, and then finally access those configuration on the browser. So let's jump onto the server now. So if you look at the server, I'm currently connecting to the browser and I'm trying to access first the Oracle HTTP server page, which is im.k21technologies.com / 7777. This is where my Oracle HTTP server is running. So this is showing that it's an Oracle HTTP server page. And if I type / console, since there is nothing configured, it's saying, or there's no / console configured, I'm getting the requested URL not found. So if I look at the server right now, so because I'm accessing / console, the entry should come into the access log. So let's look at in my server the diagnostic log. So if I go to the diagnostics and then logs and then OHS1. So we covered in one of our previous videos the log file and configuration file. So if I'm doing tail -f on access log, so access log is the file in which any request that goes to the Oracle HTTP server are recorded. So the location is, this is my Oracle instance. Then you have diagnostics, logs, OHS and OHS1. So I'm doing tail -f and access log, and where I tried accessing console. So let's put few enters here and then / console, and I get console. So it says it's coming from this IP. This is my client IP. This is the date on which I've attempted this. The method of accessing this page is get. So there is a get and post and head. So it's a get / console, and 404 is the HTTP code which is page not found, and 190 is the, I think it's a byte or size. So this page is not found. Now I start another one, and then this time I type but 7001, which is my WebLogic console. That's where my WebLogic console is running, and I can access this console. Yeah. Next I'm going to do is I'm going to configure that so that this / console from my HTTP server is also accessible, so that I don't have to go to 7001 port or the WebLogic server. So in order to achieve that, I'll first go to my configuration folder where my configurations are for mod WL OHS. That's under Oracle instance, which is this folder, and then config, and then OHS1. And this is the file which I'm going to modify. So I'll take a backup of this file, mod WL underscore OHS. Sorry, this mod underscore WL OHS underscore conf underscore ORE. And I'll do open up mod WL OHS.conf, and I will say uncomment this and uncomment this, and here I am going to change the host name. My host name where WebLogic is running is iam.k21technologies.com, and the port number is 7001. I'll comment from here this / remove this, and I'll leave path trim, or so I'll say OPM and CTL stop all to stop my Oracle HTTP server, and I'll then do Oracle OPM and CTL start all. So in order for this configuration to take into effect, I need to restart my Oracle HTTP server so that the updated mod WL OHS comes into effect. Okay, so that didn't work. And I think I know the reason. I should have changed here. Instead of WebLogic, should have been console. So the reason is I did a typo here. So it will be console. Let's restart the Oracle HTTP server again. So I'm starting the server again. So I've now restarted the Oracle HTTP server with the correct entry. And now let's look at the Oracle. So now if you see it's 7777 forward slash console, and I'm still able to access the same console for WebLogic through Oracle HTTP server. So I'll enter now username WebLogic and password as welcome1, or the password that is for WebLogic, and I can access this iam.k21technologies.com forward slash console. Now this is 7777, which is a Oracle HTTP listener port, and this is what it's configured now. Now some applications expect you to have the plugin enabled, and this is that configuration which I earlier showed into the videos. You go to the advanced and you say WebLogic plugin enabled. So this parameter specifies the whether server uses WL proxy client IP header, which is recommended if server instance will receive request from proxy plugin. Yeah, so this is a recommended setting. Sometime a console will work, but there are a lot of applications which don't work if you don't have this plugin selected. So you select the plugin for onto the server. In our case, we have enabled on admin server, but you go and change it on the respective server to which you're forwarding request from Oracle HTTP server. So let's suppose I'm configuring to SOA infra from HTTP server. I'll go to the SOA manage server under advanced and I'll enable this HTTP or plugin, which is this WebLogic plugin enabled this. So this completes the hands-on on how to configure Oracle HTTP server as a reverse proxy for application or for WebLogic server, and that we are going to use quite actively in our Oracle Fusion middleware. So just to recap on, in this video we looked at how to configure Oracle HTTP server as a reverse proxy for WebLogic server, where we modified mod underscore wl underscore ohs.conf to include or forward any request coming to forward slash console to HTTP server to the Oracle WebLogic server. In the next video, we're going to look at how the same configuration is configured on Oracle EBS 12.2. So hit on to the next video to look at the configuration setting in Oracle EBS 12.2 for Oracle HTTP server and how these configurations are pointing applications deployed on Oracle WebLogic domain for EBS 12.2.